All right, as you would expect, there's changes with the Raiders. We'll look at their schedule. We'll look at what's coming up. The Raiders could have something here. They've been an up and down team these first 3 games. There's been a lot going on in just 3 games. If you're new to the channel, we're Detroit Lions fans, but we have this channel dedicated to teams that don't get the love nationally. Raiders, a team that a lot of people didn't take serious week 1. Week 2, they look great. Week 3, they look bad. It's like, what do we have here? So they make changes. Antonio Pierce said there's going to be changes. There's going to be things that they have to do differently because it was so poor. One of the changes they didn't make is at quarterback. They're going to stick with Gardner Minshew, and they were evaluating, do we make the change? But they're going to stick with Gardner Minshew. But that's not the change we're talking about. What they're going to do is in the secondary, safety Marcus Epps will miss the rest of the season with an ACL. So they went ahead and signed Sam Webb to the active roster. So Sam Webb's already been playing quite a bit in the active roster. He now goes and is a guy that is now part of the active roster, and you're going to see he's in his second stint with the Raiders. He was with the Carolina Panthers last year. He played in all 17 games in his first year with the Raiders, made 3 starts, played a lot with the Panthers as well. So this guy can maybe make something happen, but it's something different in the secondary. Now, you look at what this game was all about, and one bright spot now, before we talk about some other changes that have been made. Trey Tucker had a career-high 7 receptions for 96 yards and a touchdown. He had a 55-yard grab in the first quarter, and what I like about it was how he was like, you know what, I don't really care because we lost, so individual stats don't matter. So I love that. So Trey Tucker, keep an eye on him. Keep an eye on the moves that weren't made yet. Let's talk about that. You've got Devontae Adams now is just in the big-time part of trade rumors. And as an outsider, I get it. But if I'm a Raiders fan, and let me know your thoughts in the comments, and let me know your thoughts as you look at your next game against the Browns, which, I don't know, suddenly seems like a manageable, gotta-have-it game. Let me know your score prediction and your thoughts on the Browns coming up and where you're at just as a fan, because I've been there, right? Been there many a times as a Lions fan where you're up, down. It's like, is our season over? It's only week 4, but it feels like we suck. Maybe we're good. I don't know. Oh, we win, we lose. So if you're a Raiders fan, I feel for you. You go beat the Ravens, so it's like, let's go. And then you come home to play a Panthers team that's horrible, and they somehow beat you. It's like, oh. So let me know your thoughts in the comments. But yeah, you've got Devontae Adams. It's like, okay, what do we do with him? Max Crosby's untouchable. Like, he's not going anywhere. But the point that I'm driving at here is it's pretty clear that the Raiders have a unique thing going on. They're inconsistent. They don't have a sustainable offense, meaning it kind of pops up here and there, but there's no real plan. But defensively, they should be able to keep you in games. So let's take a look at the schedule of the next 4, and it's weird. Here's why it's weird. The Browns are in the same boat as the Raiders. It's like, what are they? I don't know. So suddenly that's a coin flip game. The Broncos, what are they? They look terrible and then beat a red-hot Buccaneers team. So it's a week-to-week league. That's what I would say. If you're a Raiders fan, don't give up just yet. We just look at these next 4 games and decide. Steelers are 3-0. They feel like a team that's not 3-0. Like, they're going to come down to earth a little bit, but it's not you're not playing the Chiefs there. And the Rams, what are they? I mean, talk about another team that you just can't even figure out. I think they're good, but they've got a ton of injuries. So who knows what will happen 4 weeks from now with them. So if you look at these next 4 games, these are the next 4 games that you're excited about because they're manageable. And you're going to find out a lot about your team. If you go 0-4 in these, okay, yeah, we do suck. If you can win 2 out of these, all right, then we're right in this thing. Win 3 out of the 4, so I wouldn't give up hope if I'm a Raiders fan. There's still a lot out there, still a lot that can happen. So I know it doesn't look good, but Antonio Pierce is not going to sit around. He can't. He can't afford to. He has to be aggressive, both in coaching and play calling and situationally be aggressive. He has to be aggressive with changing up the quarterback if it doesn't work this week. He has to be aggressive with making more moves, signing guys, getting rid of guys, whatever you got to do. Just be aggressive and go for it. Literally go for it as well. When you look at the Lions and they were trying to reboot their history and what are they, Dan Campbell said, I'm going to go win. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go for the win. So that's what the Raiders need to do. Hopefully they can do it and start making some different changes to what they've been doing. Another thing that was interesting was, so we talked about Sam Webb going to the active roster. You've got the Browns, who are a weird team. There was a lot of missed opportunities against the Carolina Panthers, and I think that's it. So it's a tale of 2 weeks, right? So Andy Dalton comes in, totals 319 passing yards, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions, which is crazy from weeks 1 and 2 for the Panthers. It's like, where did this come from? And just a week removed from becoming the first pair of Raiders teammates to each have 9 receptions and 90 yards receiving, Devontae Adams and Brock Bowers were limited to a combined 7 catches and 81 yards receiving. So you're like, oh my gosh. Third down conversions. Carolina had 5 for 8 on third down. The Raiders were 3 for 11. The Raiders offense was on the field for 23 minutes of game time. That's the 4th lowest time of possession since 2020. It was just brutal. The bright spot, we talked about it, Trey Tucker, good game. Minshew continues to stay in. Alexander Madison also found the end zone for the 3rd week in a row. So there's positive. It's not all negative. It's just the optics of it coming from the Panthers, who have just been terrible. So I say that to say, don't give up. Who the heck knows? And that's why you look at those next 4 games. If they go 1-3, season over. 0-4, season over. But if they can win 2 out of the next 4, I don't know. You're right in it. Let's look at the rest of the schedule really quick. There's the Chiefs. Always play the Chiefs tough, but there's the Chiefs. Bengals are 0-3. Dolphins don't have a quarterback. Broncos are terrible. Chiefs again. Buccaneers, who knows? Falcons, yes, they're good. Jaguars, they're not good. Saints are good. Then you finish with the Chargers. So you look at Jags, Broncos, Dolphins, Bengals, Browns, Broncos. So there's 6-7 wins or 6-7 games that are just, I don't know, weird teams playing weird teams. Like, so let's go. Why not win those? So let me know your thoughts. Make sure you subscribe if you haven't. We'll see all of you on the next one.